When we left the Dominican at 1 in the morning, we had about a 6 to 7 hour bus ride. We would ride all night and then report for work at 7 o'clock in the morning.
You're all squeezed together, and not much rest occurred that night. As the sun was rising, we arrived across the border into Haiti.
I wasn't prepared for the poverty that I experienced crossing that border.
We got into Fond Parisian, which is the Love a Child orphanage in which they had set up this temporary tent hospital.
I think I was impressed that the camp seemed like a working disaster management facility. Tents lined up in a row, physicians making rounds with nurses.
Immediately, our teams were identified, what our skills were, what we could offer.
We really just kind of took over that little clinic.
The injuries that we saw, of course, majority of them were orthopedic related, head injuries, of amputations, of cast, external fixators.
Our students are being nurses. They have all that nursing knowledge, and they were able to just jump right in there and were in high demand.
When we began to make the rounds, that was pretty overwhelming.
The devastation, the people that were crying, the people that were in pain, that were waiting for someone to take care of them, nothing can prepare you for that.
It was just, what did we need to do at this minute, at this day, at this hour to help them to get better?
I remember one of the patients I had was a surgical candidate, and she was going to get her one of her little toes cut off and amputated. The anesthetics that we had available to us, the way we could do anesthesia, of course, was not what we would have in the States. And so for this little girl, what we were giving her wasn't enough. She needed more. And sort of to bridge that gap, I started singing to her.
He took personal care of that child just like she was one of his own kids.
I felt like I had one of my little daughters in my arms because I was huddled over her, had her head in my hands, and I was saying to her just like she was one of my daughters. Jesus loves me, this I know. Jesus loves little children.
As long as he would sing to her under sedation, she was perfectly happy, and he would stroke her head.
We just sang and sang through the whole procedure until we were at the end and she got the comfort, I think, that she needed.
To watch the tenderness with which he cared for that baby was amazing, because, that's not what you can teach. I think that's one of the things that we hope to foster within our students.
We are serving in the name of Christ, and to Christ be the glory. That was a message that I was hoping that the people at the camp saw.
They may not have done anything to change their life, but for that moment, those people would see a smile or compassion, and they would know that they had been shown the love of Christ.
In some ways, I thought it was hard to leave the Haitian people.
The students set their priority, and they communicated that they would not leave until they could hand off to the next shift a report of what their patients needed. So we delayed the leaving of that bus for about 30 minutes because it was important to them.
You can't come away from an experience like that and not be a better person, or want to be a better person, a better Christian, a better educator, for me, a better nurse. So I am very proud to be a part of a university that focuses on Christ and focuses on helping people.